Alright, so this is how to install a downloaded retail game. So what you do is you find where you saved it and you right click it. So we'll take one of the harder ones. So you right click, extract to itself, which is the name of the folder you extract to. Click that, it'll do its thing. You'll get this eventually, it's the same thing. Go in there. So you should have something like this or similar. You won't have any folders. You won't get these, you'll just have all of this. So how this works, this is just, I don't know, the RLD stands for reloaded, which is the uploader. NMW stands, it's like the game title, I guess. And then the last letter, you'll see A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever. As you can see at the end, there's B, there's C, D. That is the disk number. So this is obviously a 4-disc installation because it goes to D. And what you want, it's always the first folder. So obviously you would start with A. So the first one, or the first router folder for A, do the same thing, extract to itself, and then you'll get a folder for A. And then you go down to B, which is this one, the first router folder. And you go down and do C, which is right here again, right click it, extract to itself, and you do D. So you get these. So you open it. Now if you would rather use a PowerISO, you want this one, you right click, open PowerISO, I'll go over that in a second. But if you prefer DaemonTools, you do it with this one. Open with DaemonTools. Now I'll show you how to use both for just this game, but if you get a pack similar to this, this is going to be all familiar. So I use DaemonTools for these kind of packs. So I'll start with it. So actually no, you have to open DaemonTools. Alright, if you just installed it, you won't see any of this. So anyways, you should have virtual disk drives. If not, you click this button right here. It adds a virtual disk drive. Then you click on it, mount, and you find wherever you just extracted the folders, which is here, and then you click this, and your Q file. Alright, that worked, cool. And then you can right click open, yes. And then it should either do this, yep. It'll either immediately auto launch the setup, or it'll open a folder with all the files, and then you just click setup. And if you really have to, you again go back and go through these ones, do the same process. Now when you install it, you might find ones that ask you to insert disk 2, disk 3, and so on. So what you do if you are prompted to insert a different disk is you extract the rest of these router folders, and then you do the same thing again in DaemonTools. Mount it, just click mount, go back, and then you go into B. If you need disk 2, that's B, and then you open this one, and then it'll do its thing. But sometimes you don't need to get into it. But yeah, and then you could figure out the rest of that easily. It's just like installing a normal game. Okay, so cool, you got that installed. You got the game already all set up, installed into your computer. You go to your directory folder where it's installed. This is where I installed it. So you should see something like this, or whatever game you installed, your normal folders and files. Now it's not going to do it for me because I've already cracked it. But if you go right away and start playing, it'll say, sometimes it should say, please insert your CD, but you don't have one, so that's when the crack comes in. Most ISOs come with a crack, so what you do is you go back to your DaemonTools or your original folder, which is here. It should say crack somewhere or something like that. And then you do your thing. But, okay, so here's the cracks, right? Take your directory folder. See, this is the launcher. This is the crack launcher. You just drag it over and replace it. That's all you do. And if your thing didn't come with a crack, you just search one on the internet and then you just do the same thing. And what you can do is after you put the crack in, right click, drag anywhere, create shortcut, not copy. You have to create shortcut or else it'll say it's missing something .dll. So you can start it from wherever from that. So that's one of the harder ones. And again, sometimes your thing will come with a crack, sometimes you have to download your own. This one you have to download your own, but it's all the same thing to install it. And we'll go for an easier one, just to show, like for an older game, if you like old games, like Simpsons Hit and Run. Click that, smack that bitch to extract mode. You'll see, same thing, 3 CDs, PowerISO. Now, yes, I'll show you the PowerISO method. It works easier for the... Well, you should just use PowerISO unless you have those kind of unpacks that are the 4,000 different folders, like Need for Speed was. Now, you see you have all these files. Instantly, just extract it to probably your desktop would be easiest. And you just click OK and whatever, but I'm not going to. But anyways, pretend that I extracted to my desktop. Click, open it, this is what it will pop up, all of this stuff. So you'll want to do the setup. Whatever game you're playing, do the setup. Install it, wherever the hell you feel like installing it. Mine is right here. Right down here, I believe. Yep, so you go to your directory after it's installed. Okay. Alright, so, yep. You've got your Simpsons application, that's your launcher. It'll say something, you can't use it because you need a CD or something. Again, here's the crack, comes with it. Just replace it, drag and drop, replace. And you're done, then you just open it. But for some older games, you'll have to go into properties, compatibility, click that bitch, and then you go from your operating system and you go down until you find one that works. For Simpsons Hit and Run, Windows 98 is the one that works, so, and then you run as that. You don't need to. But yeah, that's all you gotta do. And that's pretty much it. I might make more videos if I find something else that I need to talk about for it. But if you don't really understand what you're doing, then you shouldn't be doing it at all. Just buy the game with your parents' money. Alright.